What's happening, Ice Cubes? Um, it's it's been another long night. I know. Ugh, you're probably tired of me saying that already, but holy shit! Um, so I'm making this because I have very good news. I have officially hit my goal of 25,000 words written for Mystic Hills. I did it. It's done. um I started I started this year with 10,000 and I've more than doubled it. 2.5 times more than what I started with uh at the end of last year. So keep in mind I've only been really truly working on this specific version, these specific drafts of Mystic Hills since March of last year. So I've been doing this for well over a year. I've been really busting my ass to try and make it good. And god damn it, do I think I made it good. I'm I'm really proud of where I'm taking my story and where my story is taking me. Cuz I'm gonna be the first one to admit, like, I did not think that my story would delve as deep as it has. It's as much of a roller coaster for me as it will be for you when you eventually get a chance to read it. I don't know when that's gonna be. I don't know if it's ever gonna happen. Who knows? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I absolutely adore uh what I've created. It's it's crazy. Um I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's by far the most ambitious, challenging, and coolest thing I've ever worked on. I I don't have enough words to describe what it feels like to work on this project and have it come this far. I oh god. I'm gonna choke. I'm getting so excited. I'm getting so worked up. I'm sorry. Um I don't know. It's it's been a lot of fun to get this far. Uh I do feel kind of bad though. Because a huge majority of what I've worked on to get to this point has been in Act 3. And you won't be able to read Act 3 for years. I feel really bad. I have been working on Act 1. Act 1 has been absolutely, I called it way back when I started doing this. I knew that Act 1 was going to be the hardest thing for me to write, and I was right. I was right. It's taken me far longer to be writing Act 1 than I would think it would take me to write the other two. And I've been purposefully not been touching Act 2 yet. Not yet. Because I want to truly give Act 2 the love and care it deserves, because it is the climax of my trilogy that I'm writing here. Act 2 is the pinnacle. It will be the best of the best that I can come up with in terms of storytelling, of world building, and of character work. It will absolutely destroy anything else that I've ever created before in terms of those things. And I'm really excited to get to it when I can. But I really need to buckle down and flesh out Act 1 a little more. Because there's still a lot that I need to go over. Oh my god, there's so much to do. Oh god, I haven't even done a page count. I've done a word count. I'm well over 25,000 words. at this point, but I have not counted how many pages I have at this point. I have 20 on just Act 1 right now. Let's do a live. You guys are going to learn how many pages I have with me because I don't remember. I haven't been counting. I haven't been keeping track. That's about 10 from Act 2. I only have like 5,000 or so words in Act 2. It's nowhere close to being finished. It's nowhere close to being fully fleshed out. I still have so much I want to do with Act 2, and I'm purposefully holding back because I know I want to make it as good as I know I can make it. I think that's about another 20. So I have 50 pages written about, give or take. I didn't really do an exact one-to-one because all of my stuff is broken apart. I write the things that come to my brain as they come to it. I don't because I don't try to stifle myself in specifically one section of my books. I allow myself to breathe and continue writing all of the sections as I'm inspired to do so. I really don't like the idea of just sticking to one particular section at a time. I'd rather write the section out and make it fit with everything that I write to connect everything together later. I'd rather just do that than slog my way through the entire book writing it. It's just easier for me that way. I would rather do that, honestly. But yeah, it's been a really interesting past week or so. It's been a little over a week since I really started putting my nose to the grindstone. I don't know what it has been in me. I don't know what's gotten into me to write so much recently. But holy fuck, have I really knocked it out of the park. I had 18,000 words just over a week ago, and now I'm well over 25. So 7,000 words written in a little over a week is huge. That's major. That's fucking massive in terms of where I was to where I am now in my writing. It's monumental. Now, have these sessions been good for my health? That remains to be seen. I have had multiple sleepless nights just slogging my way through whatever it is that my writing my little writing heart has been pushing me to do. And I don't know what it has been this past few weeks. But I've just been, or this past week or so, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. But my brain has been in overdrive in terms of Mystic Hills recently, and I don't know why. But holy fuck am I glad. I should also preface, I'm not rushing anything. I've hit my goal for the year, yes. 15,000 words for the entire year was my goal. May I stretch that a bit and do 30,000 for this year? Maybe, we'll see. But it's the first day of October. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm hoping things are gonna go according to plan, but I'm not sure. I just, I don't know. My headspace has been all over the place the past week or so, and I've just kind of buried myself in my writing. I've just completely immersed myself in, and it's helped a little, but I can't say that it's helped a lot. It's, I don't know. I don't like talking about it too much because I don't need to burden you with my problems. I don't need to burden you with my mental problems, my life problems. I don't need to burden you with that. But things aren't super great. I'm not super great. I may seem super excited, super energetic. I'm not okay. But oh shit. We'll see what happens. I did make another video recently that I took down. I took it down because I didn't like how it turned out. I took it down and I was like, no, the stuff I talked about, I kinda rambled on about crap that didn't matter. My whole fucking PC blue screened in the middle of recording that video. It was so bad. I had to do a whole disk check after that because my computer should never blue screen. I may have had this computer for 4 years, but I've taken very, very, very good care of it. It may be due for some new memory sticks, but other than that, I think it's still fine. It still does what I want it to do. Like, I still can game with it. I can still do what I want with it. It's just, I stress, okay? I worry all the time, okay? My brain never stops. This is in hyperactive mode 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the past 26 years of my life. It's, oh, you have no idea. You just have no idea. Most people would never be able to live a day in my brain. It just would never happen. You'd crack. You'd crack under that kind of pressure all the time. And I needed to take this off. I went through some of my old stuff recently and I found my watch. I actually have several that I didn't remember having. I also found this ring too. I don't know why I put that away or whatever. But I went through some of my old stuff and I found my calligraphy pen. I found that in there. And I remembered having this because I have some calligraphy paper. I have a journal. I have like a little leather bound book with calligraphy paper in it, and I meant to get ink for this and practice because I was going to start learning calligraphy, and it just never happened. Uh, that was years ago, though. I think I bought that like 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, this thing. This thing. It has thick calligraphy paper, like really thick paper. It's crazy. And it's a little leather bound book that I have. I like this thing. I wish I could use it for stuff. It's got a nice little design on it. But yeah, you don't. But yeah, I found a whole bunch of crap. Because I had to bring it inside because the box, the tote that had all the stuff in it, it didn't have a lid anymore, and I had to get a new one, and so I just cleared out a space in my closet to put it in, which is fine. I don't care. I went through all of it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll pick a couple of these things out, and found my watch, and it needs a no shit. It needs a new battery. I know that. Uh, but this was my dad's. He's not dead or anything. It's just like Just a little keepsake of me to remember my dad when he's not around, you know? Again, my dad's not dead yet. It'll happen eventually, but not today. Speaking of dad, I should probably message him at one point. I've been meaning to recently, and I just haven't. Because last time I talked to him was when I told him about my books, and he's like, "You really shouldn't do that." He wasn't very supportive, but he didn't realize that I was already mid-process when I did talk to him last. This was like months and months ago. So it was already too late. He was like, "You should probably just go back to school if you want to do that sort of thing, and learn more about that stuff." And I'm like, it's too late. I've already started. And as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing that they could teach me in a writing class that I don't already know or already have at my disposal. And even on top of that, even if I wanted to learn new writing techniques, I have the internet. The internet can give me all the answers I want. I don't know. I don't have that kind of support network that just unequivocally supports my ideas to be creative, okay? When I started my YouTube channel, everyone in the house hated the idea. Everyone. I love my mother. Unconditionally. But she absolutely did not support my choice of dropping out of college and doing YouTube. Granted, I had full-time jobs at the time, and I was doing those things at the same time, and she kind of eased off it a little bit. But as far as I know, she still doesn't like the idea of me making shit on the internet. And it's kind of the reason why I never told her about my books, because I would expect the same reaction. It's just another one of those creative passions that I have that no one else really understands. Completely forgot my fucking door was open. Give me a second. That's better. um but yeah, I just don't have that support network. I just don't. And I wouldn't say emotionally unstable. I'm emotionally tumultuous. Like I am my own worst enemy at all times, okay? At all times of the day, I can smite myself down like a lightning bolt from Zeus and just completely shatter my own confidence and self-image with just a few words that happen in my brain. Uh, no one else can do that to me. Like, generally, no one can shake me. Like, I'm generally a very much unfazed kind of person. Especially on the internet, because it's the internet. But I absolutely am my own worst enemy all the time. Like, especially this past week or so, I have just been absolutely brutal on myself all the time. Even though I'm just trying to go through the motions and survive at this point. I don't know. It's it's definitely been something. I I don't know. And I'm not even going to get into the whole sore spot that is Aurora for that matter because holy shit. I swear she is the only person that ever gets me that angry. I don't understand. Well, I understand why. I know why. You'll never understand why. No matter how many times I try to explain it, I don't think I'll ever convey correctly just how much of a sore spot she is. Especially after all these years. It's just something that it's just one of those wounds that will never heal. I'll never get any closure from it because she's just refused to take any responsibility for any of the shit that she did to me and everyone else that was involved. And I've talked to Paul about it extensively. Um and he was there. He saw it. He was around when it was happening. And he's kind of sort of got the same treatment. I don't know. It wasn't a pleasant experience. I will say that. For those who do know the lore and for those who don't, it was not a pleasant experience. And for a while, I really did try to play it off as if nothing had happened, as if I wasn't as hurt as I was, but I absolutely was. I was very much uh, a changed man afterwards. I have never been quite the same since then, and I don't think I'll ever be the same after this. Frankly, I don't know. I've been giving a lot of thought, and this is just me speculating, okay? Like, I've been giving a lot of thought of what would happen if my books do take off. And everything I want is everything that I want to happen with my books happens. All right? Let's just live in fantasy land for a second. Do I honestly truly think that that would make me happy? I don't think so, personally. Number one, I wouldn't be very much different at all. I don't think success would change me very much. I I have a very solid core set of values when it comes to money, and it comes to people. I very much have a very close. I have a very much a tight knit group of people that I talk to. It's usually very small and very few. No matter my attempts to expand it, it usually ends up turning into just a small number of people that I talk to and am close with. It's just always the way it's been with me ever since I was in school. Like I've always been this way. Like Aurora is a very good example. Like she used to be the person I went to and talked to all the time. We would be in calls for hours and hours all the time. And we would hang out and we would talk and we just shoot the shit all the time. Nick, my best friend, my IRL best friend, we whenever we get the chance, we hang out as often as we can. Recently, it hasn't been happening because he's gotten his own place up north with his girlfriend. Well, I should say his fiance. Um, they're getting married next year. It's just been kind of all over the place, and I've been dealing with my own issues and my own loneliness and my own uh inadequacies. Words, I'm trying to speak. I haven't been able to talk very well. I don't know what's happened to me. I've been doing the talking thing for YouTube for 8 years, which is another thing that I need to talk about. I hit my 8-year anniversary just a few days ago. And I didn't do anything for it. I thought about making a best of 5. I thought about it. I remember talking to Nick and Paul about it. I don't know. I have a whole shitload of old footage from the past couple of years still on this computer that I could go through and get all the best bits out of and just throw it up and call it a best of 5. But knowing me, I would want it to be perfect. I'd want to caption all my funniest moments and try to do some fun transitions or whatever. Maybe learn a new editing technique or two to build off of what I learned from best of 3 and 4. My best videos I've ever made, by the way. I don't know. I've just been kind of all over the place recently. Like, I think I talked about it in my video a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, what is actually going on with me? In a lot of ways, I just have no fucking idea. I just have no idea at this what I want to be doing outside of my books. My books have absolutely taken over my life. They are my number one absolute priority all of the time. When I'm not writing my books, I'm thinking about them. When I'm not thinking about them, I'm writing them. It's just what else can I do? I don't know. When you build a world in your brain for 5 years and then finally get to the freedom of writing every single bit of it yourself, it does kind of sort of take over a little bit. But at the same time, it also takes a life of its own because, as I've said before, my book has gone in directions that even I didn't think it would go into. There are a lot of topics, there are a lot of heavy topics that I didn't think that I'd be covering in my books, but it's just I've just been nonstop diving into these subjects and really hammering home my as much of my knowledge as I can into these things. I don't know. I don't know. With what I have done with Act 1 right now, I almost know exactly, almost to the letter, of where I want it to go before I completely close it out and finish it, and it's done. Which is my goal. At this point, my goal is to finish Act 1 in its entirety. After this point. And honestly, I don't know how long that's going to take. I don't know if it's going to take me another year. I don't know if it's going to take me, I don't know if it's going to take me a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year. I have no fucking idea how long it's going to take me. But once I finish Act 1, you'll know about it because I'll be talking about publishing it at that point. I do plan to still approach and pitch this to a publisher at this point. I need to sit down and talk to Nick about this and I really need to do my research because this is part of the process that I have no idea about. I have no idea about the process of publishing. And I would rather not go into self-publishing because I just have no fucking idea what I'm doing. But the problem with publishing is there would have to be talks between me and my publisher about uh, IP holdings and copyright and the likes of such as that. And I don't really know the whole inner workings of that yet. I don't know. I'm not even sure. Even when I do publish it, I will refuse to hand over the rights to my work to anyone else. Like, the IP will be mine and mine alone. Uh, for as long as I can maintain that, it just will be the case. They'll never be able to force it out of me. They can't take my secrets from me. And that's kind of the hole I've dug it myself in, is that even if I don't finish it, no one else can. Is kind of the problem with my books right now. Is I've started this, and now I'm the only one that has the capability to finish them. And that's both a good and a bad thing. Because I already know how my stories end, like how my Mystic Hills ends. I know how it ends. I know where I want it to go, and I know what doors I want to open for it for speculation of what happens next later. Even though I've kind of already written out my ending to Act 3, and it kind of spells out what's going to happen if there were a sequel. If there ever was an Act 4, I know exactly what I want to do for it. I absolutely have something in mind of where I would take an Act 4. But I have no plans to writing an Act 4 right now. I already have a lot on my plate writing the 3 that I have already. I don't know. I'm starting to get loopy. I don't know if you can tell. Oh. I don't know. I don't know. It's it's definitely going to get more challenging here, that's for sure. And I welcome the challenge, but that doesn't mean I'm not a little hesitant. But that doesn't mean I won't keep pushing forward. I've come this far. I think that's something that some people need to realize. I've already come this far. I'm already this far into the process. I can't just stop. I'm already past the point of no return. I was past the point of no return years ago. I will never be satisfied until I've finished these books. Like, this is my purpose for the next few years, to write these books. Damned be the consequences. Like, I think I made a joke at one point of like, these books are going to be the death of me if I don't keep writing, or if I keep writing them. They will absolutely be the death of me. And I just imagine myself in the next few years uh with fresh gray hairs, just dropping dead as soon as I turn in the last page of Act 3 and be like, yep, I'm done. Dead. And that's it. That would be something, wouldn't it? God, it's dark. Ugh. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still not sure where I'm going from here, but I have a direction to go from here at least. So anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna stop talking about this because I desperately need to get to sleep. I need sleep. I sleep so badly. I am very tired. I wrote more than 1,000 words today. I think I almost wrote 2,000 words today. If I didn't write 2,000 words today, then I almost did. My brain hurts. Fuck, bro. I'm sorry. I completely lost my train of thought. I was ending the video, wasn't I? So thank you all so much for watching and listening to me ramble my brains out. I'm sorry that I haven't had any real content lately. Fuck. I just. Hopefully, I'll have more stuff to talk about soon. I'm also hoping to get to Amnesia the Bunker soon. Now that my computer is more uh open to functioning correctly again. I I don't know what happened with my computer the last time I tried to make one of these vlogs, but good god, it blue screened and it was like a what was it called? WHEA uh something error. It was like unrecoverable error or something. And I basically was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do a disk check and see if there's something wrong. And it fixed a huge chunk of files on my main drive. I don't know what they were. I don't know where they were. I probably could check, but I'm afraid to. But it fixed whatever problems I was having. And I'm hoping that means I'll be able to record again without any interruptions. I streamed for an hour last night before I went balls deep into writing, so hopefully. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I will see all of you in the next video. Bye!